Welcome back to another episode of Global Card Collectors. Today we have on once again Nathaniel, who can only be reached by carrier pigeon. Last time we checked.
True.
How you doing today, man?
I'm doing well. Was able to sneak this broadcast out despite living here in war-ravaged Portland, so I appreciate
Uh,
uh, being able to still be going and having technology despite all the reports I've been hearing about the civil war around me.
yeah, condolence. I mean, yeah, I think we're all with you. The difficult times.
I know it's tough. I mean, obviously, I'm saying this in jest. Things are actually really beautiful here today, despite Portland's reputation. It's all sunny today, and yeah, obviously, there's nothing actually happening in Portland, so it's a good time to live here.
We took that too far, maybe. Yeah. Anyway, for those aware, they are aware. But yeah, good to have you. Good to have you back on. We are approaching the NBA season. I think you came on again last time was around this time of year.
Oh yeah.
And always like to get some pre-NBA talk. We're going to talk a bit about the Panini era ending. We're going to get into our favorite sets of the Panini era and some other NBA stuff. But first, just want to catch up with you about, what have you been up to in the hobby? Kind of any big pickups? What's been on your mind recently?
Yeah. Let's see. Let's start with, I've got this weird Keith Van Horn collection going that I don't know. Have I talked about it on this channel? I don't need to go into the reasons for it, but
I think you
uh
did before, but yeah, remind. I mean,
kind of I randomly got this like hot box of 97 Finest when I was a 14-year-old that had like a million refractors in it, and two of them were the Keith Van Horn base refractor that back at the time that was a super hot card because I mean if you look at his stats, he came out hot. He was averaging like 20 points his first few years. Anyway, and that was the first card I ever sold. I went to a card shop and feel like I got like $90 for it, which for me was like an infinite amount of money as a teenager in the 90s. And he played at Utah, and I grew up in Idaho. So anyway, all these little connections. But what really
yeah.
makes me like him now is because of when he was a hot prospect, he's in all the amazing late 90s insert sets and parallels that are iconic. But obviously, because of how his career turned out, he's probably usually the cheapest one in those sets, which combination of amazing inserts and cheapness works well for me. So let me show you a couple. This one, so I've got this 97 Ultra Court Masters, which I've always seen these cards and I've always been like, oh, they look kind of weird. But I knew they were low pack odds and I got this for cheap. But turns out it's like kind of hard to show, but it's like all embossed and etched. So like every line on the floor is etched and the player is embossed. It's got this amazing shine. I was really like, this is the first time in quite a while where I was like blown away by a card relative to my expectations. So if anyone out there has a player from the Ultra Courtmaster set that they like, highly recommend that set. It turns out it's great. Let me show
What
another one.
what was that grading company on that?
Oh, yeah, I don't know, something fake. It's a degree.
Okay.
So you got to get your hot degree slabs too. That's my
That
other
probably helped
stance.
with the price, I'm guessing.
Think of it as like a deodorant. So I don't know. Maybe deodorants are doing cards now. I'm not sure. I don't usually love Topps Chrome inserts, but this is one of the rare big ones. It's a Apparitions Refractor, serial number to 100. Got this for a good price because it's kind of damaged, but I'm fine with that. It's a
What
cool
year?
card. That's a good question. I think it's 98,
Oh,
98, 99.
that really did flash.
Yeah, it's a cool one. This one I bought from a friend of the channel, Jake Roy. These ones are really like for me, even I'm being more of a 90s person than you, these are a very confusing set because there's different versions of them. There's the Luminous, the Luminescent, and the Illuminator. And this is the Illuminator, which is the rarest one. They were like one in, I forget, it's like something like 12,000 packs. The people who like try to estimate print runs think there are like 75 of these made. Um, they refract on the front and back is one of the ways you can tell. And obviously this crazy intricate die cut. Um, anyway, I bought this from Jake Roy and I think it's a great card. And then the most expensive of the Van Horns I've bought recently is this Skybox Rubies with
Cool.
this amoeba pattern. This is rookie year, so 97. 50 of these printed. He has two in the set. This is like there was a subset called Team Skybox, and that's what this one is. So his like base one is more valuable, but for now I'm happy having um, the other ruby.
Beautiful. Yeah, that I mean that amoeba, I love that description of it. That's exactly what it looks like.
Right.
And you have it in my favorite grade is a PSA 7. I just
Exactly. Yeah,
love
it's
that grade.
perfect grade for my purposes too.
Yeah. Yeah, we're always sending well, every week I look forward to Nathaniel's installment of Fanatics cards that I should be keeping an eye on because he loves scouring the auction every week. And but then like sometimes he'll send me a card and it's like PSA 10. We're just like, oh, just put the grade. Too bad. Like,
Seriously, I don't even like watch items that are PSA 10 because I know I'm just not going to want to pay that 3 or 4 times multiplier.
I know, man. That's kind of where I am. For some reason there's this page of this week that I'm kind of into it, but I'm sure once it climbs over a price that I don't like, I'll be like, yeah, okay, it's I don't want it now.
Right. Maybe. I mean, it's a sort of obscure enough parallel. Maybe you'll have a chance at it.
Maybe. We'll see. This will air on Saturday, so don't anybody fight me for it, okay?
Let
Um,
me show you one more card because I hyped this one up to you. This is one of the weirdest cards I know of, but I was very happy to find it. It's a Pau Gasol rookie card from a set called Upper Deck Inspirations. And in most cases, they have like this, um, you know, let's say whoever, some random rookie was inspired by Allen Iverson, and then they have the rookie sign it. But it's not a great, other than Gasol, it's not a great rookie set, so you don't really want any of those guys' autographs. But in this case, Kevin Garnett is the quote unquote inspiration, and they had him sign the card. So it's one of the rare Pau Gasol rookie cards, and it's my first Kevin Garnett autograph, and just such a like bizarre combination to have technically someone else's card autographed by, one of the greats all time. I've actually had that on my watch list forever because I don't know. At some point, I searched best Pau Gasol rookie card because I'm a weirdo, and it was on the list. But I've never seen one, and this one popped up, and for buy it now, and I made an offer, and anyway, I and again, kind of great. I love here. We got a PSA 5 going on, so.
oh,
Um,
amazing. Yeah.
so the perfect chef's kiss on that card.
Congratulations. Yeah, that was exactly just the cherry on the top. That
Right.
PSA 5. Yeah, I mean, I shared that with you're at Eurofractor John, and he's a Gasol collector, and he had never seen it actually. So I mean, I think it is pretty obscure, and that the concept is I like it. I mean, having Garnett signing off on Gasol,
Right.
that's cool. Um,
If it was a consistent concept, it would be even better, but in most cases, it's the rookies signing off on themselves. But I like the idea of the veteran signing off on the rookie. That's pretty cool.
Agree. Yeah, and I mean, I'm sure there are cases where, the rookie looks up to the player, or, probably too difficult to pull that off into a set like that year.
Right.
But I don't like the guy who's the Yang Sen, the Chinese center in Portland. Like I know he looks up to
Oh, yeah.
Jokic, so like if like Jokic would sign off on a card of his or
Oh, that'd
something,
be
that
amazing. Or
would
like
even
Shingun Jokic like that. That would be great.
Yeah. I mean, I know Yang Sen is like liked Jokic, so I mean, and then they love Jokic in China, like has the shoe deal there. Like,
Oh, that's right.
I noticed his stuff on Card Hobby goes for even higher over there.
Huh.
Um, so that would really sell. So there you go, Tops. Good idea for you.
Yeah.
Um,
Run with it.
run with it. Very cool card.
Thank you.
So.
What about you? Do you have any recent pickups? I don't think I've heard much from you on that regard.
Yeah, I just keep losing auctions, but going for expensive cards, and then they're just like way expensive now because of the market, and
Yeah.
so I don't win any. Like, yeah, there were. I mean, the most exciting was like there was, this Mike Bibby 2004 Superfractor came up, and someone thought it would go for like 3,000, and I was like, okay, I think I could do that, Um, but it went for nine, like 9.6. So I was like,
It's
okay.
crazy.
I mean, it's a pretty amazing card, but yeah, just like a lot of King stuff has been coming. I mean, like, it's what's
Yeah.
interesting about the bull market. Maybe we can kind of get into that. For me, is this is kind of the first, like now I'm fully full circle now, like because I came in like 21. So when I got in, pretty
Yeah.
much everything just started going down. But now we're kind of like fully back to like the top again or something. And it is interesting just seeing all these nice cards come out at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, how are you feeling about it?
I mean, I'm with you. I think it's a little bit more of a, I wouldn't say rational, but it makes more sense to me, the cards that are running versus like in 2021, it was, base Prism PSA 10s were probably the things jumping the most. So I feel like maybe, I mean, it's probably still illogical and hype based what's happening, but at least it's with good and rare cards that it's happening mostly. Um, which sucks because I want those cards, but at least doesn't seem like quite as much of a bubble to me. I don't know. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I do think there's a correlation with crypto, for sure with
Hmm.
cards, to some extent. But I guess for me, it's been a bit kind of like, well, I guess some cards are just always going to be kind of out of my price range, and
Yeah.
um, kind of, I guess I'm okay with that. I mean, Dave had on this guy, Iowa Dave had on this guy, I think earlier this year or something. He buys like one card a year.
Hmm.
I've probably mentioned this before on a podcast, but I almost think like but that's kind of not fun too. So
Yeah.
I don't know, but like that's kind of would be like logical sense of like how to
Right.
actually afford a card like that.
Yeah.
So you agree?
Theoretically, I like that idea, but I don't, at least to this point, I don't have that kind of self-control.
Right.
How do you get a really random Pau Gasol rookie card if you do that?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, how do you start buying cards? This guy John Uzun, who's like this like, Turkish phenom in football in Germany now, like it's
Exactly.
it's no fun.
Well, I think I respect it, but like you said, I don't think it's very fun to do that. I don't know. But it would, I mean, it would be fun to have like the card that I can't afford because I keep piddling my money away on Pau Gasol and Keith Van Horn. So
Yeah.
I can see it. I can see it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I guess the only option is to just sell a bunch and then you can kind of build up your war chest.
Right.
But uh yeah, I don't know. I mean, I- do you feel like just okay, some cards I'm just never gonna get, or how do you?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Like I used to really want Jordan rookie card, a star, the real rookie card, not the third year 86 Flair. Um, but I've come to I don't even like I took off my saved search for it. I don't even like um consider like the combination of it's rare relative to the 86 Fleer, but it's not rare. There's like they think like 3,000 of them or something. So the combination of that and the price, it's just like I'm not going to spend $20,000 on that, and what that's increasing every year. So it's
Yeah.
just not going to be a thing that happens for me. So unless I like maybe I'd have some cool story where I find it in a garage sale someday, but that's like the only chance is if I somehow find it for an inexplicable price.
Yeah. I know I was annoyed the other like a couple weeks ago. Some couple found a LeBron James Topps Chrome gold
Wow,
refractor in a thrift bag of
really,
cards or something. Yeah.
that's crazy.
And it was the number one cereal out of 99.
Oh wow.
No, it was out of 50 because I think the rookies are out of 50. The rest of them are out of 99. But yeah, and so I tell my wife about it, and she's like, "Well, why don't you do that?" I'm like, "Yeah, It's just
Why
like,
don't you find a needle in a haystack?
yeah,
Yeah,
like exactly. Yeah, that's just ridiculous. Like, but that's like the first
right.
reaction. But yeah.
And I
So
don't like I listen to Wax Museum Kyle because I think he's awesome, but he like goes to all these shows and looks through all the dollar boxes and goes to garage sales. I just don't A, I don't think I have the time, but B, I don't have the patience for it. I actually hate looking through dollar boxes. Like I find that to be a miserable experience. So I don't have the disposition where I'm ever going to be the one to find it because I just get impatient with looking through all the 2022 Chronicles stuff that fills those boxes. I just can't do it.
yeah, I have found this similar feeling when I go to shows. I just don't have the patience for it. So uh so speaking of, well, you talked a lot about it, and you gave some good advice to people. And last time you were on here about through the mail autographs, and you and I had an adventure. I mean,
Oh
you had
yeah,
the adventure, but yeah, I mean, curious. Maybe you could tell a bit about that, and then any other kind of TTM highlights
yeah.
of the last.
I'm trying to remember the origin of why it came into my head, but I think I just noticed when I think I had like I bought something from, oh, what's that? Greg Morris cards. So I was looking through his other cards to see about see if I could get save on shipping buying multiples. So he's always got vintage stuff, which this isn't technically vintage, but I was looking through the 86 Fleer cards he had. And I noticed that the Reggie Theus in there is a Sacramento King card and a pretty cool looking one because it's got the like older baby blue Kings jersey with the cursive Kings on it. So I mentioned it to you, and then I saw that he does TTM, and in general, I know you're like moving a little bit more toward autographs, but I didn't know if that was something that would interest you or not. But you said you were interested. I forget you had a story, some connection with him, which we'll let you share in a moment here. But so I decided that it would be fun to send off his rookie card, which is a Bulls card, and buy an 86 Fleer. And so got these two
Or
guys in the mail. Um, so this one's going to end up with you eventually. I just haven't bothered to send it yet until maybe I'll have some more stuff to send you at some point. And then I've got the rookie card here to stay with me. But I thought that was a cool combination of our collecting interests.
indeed, our teams, Kings Bulls,
Right.
about as well. You guys were on the verge of greatness then. Maybe Buzelis is, going to be the next Jordan.
Yeah, should we briefly talk about our expectations for our teams while we're in this mix here?
I guess so. Yeah, why not? Uh, we'll get the sadness out of the way first.
Yeah, yeah, let's get it out of the way.
Um, yeah, I mean, we're
Speaking of which,
basically, how you got the Bulls on there. You go. Yeah, I mean, I do not, but
right.
yeah, we're basically Bulls West now since we've basically taken your team. And like the two guys who couldn't really, get play.
The
It's just the sum
failed
of the parts
experiment.
was so much
Yeah,
less.
exactly.
Um, uh, so yeah, I just have like zero. And now Keegan Murray's already he's got his thumb injured and he's gonna be out for 4 to 6 weeks at least. I feel like
But
he's
you just signed an MVP though.
yeah, you just told me that before we recorded. I'm thrilled about that actually. Former MVP Russell Westbrook, Sacramento King. Um, I
It's
have
at
to
least
celebrate.
fun.
Yeah, he's I'm definitely gonna get a card. I mean, I love Russ. I've always kind of liked him. I mean, he's just such a fantasy beast. So I think he helped me win a title, maybe.
Nice.
Um, and he just plays hard, man. I love him. Unfortunately, like I thought he was actually helpful for the Nuggets last year because they needed people to just eat minutes.
Right.
But the Kings, we don't really. I don't know. There's no point in eating minutes for us. Like,
And it's like between DeRozan and him and Levine, you don't have a lot of off-ball value. I guess Levine can kind of play off-ball. Maybe Westbrook can cut off of Sabonis. I don't know.
uh,
But I don't
Yeah,
really see it being a great chemistry there, but I hope to be wrong. I'd be happy if I were wrong.
who knows? Yeah, I mean, I'm just expecting so bad, which is a good place to be actually to start the season as a Kings fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, how Bulls are you? You're not.
I don't think I have any expectation. Like, they're just going to end up at 39 and 43. That's what they do every year. I would actually, I would be delighted if they ended up at 28 and whatever and could actually not get the 12th pick in the draft because there's no chance they're going to win anything. So, can we get a decent draft pick for once? But no, they're gonna push for mediocrity because that's what they do. I like Buzelis. I don't see him as a star. Like, things are sad enough in Bulls land that like I think people are expecting all-star Matas Buzelis, and I maybe he'll be like a two-time all-star, but he's not. I don't think he's like your number one. Um, Kobe White's fine, and he'll be gone or overpaid after this year. I like Io as your like eighth man, but he's like our fourth man, so I don't know. It's dark. It's dark.
Uh,
It's nice. I'm living here in Portland. Like, I don't really have a Western Conference team, but I sort of cheer for the Trailblazers. And
yeah.
so I get to do it more aggressively this year because if they can somehow make the playoffs, the Bulls get their pick. So it's nice to have that, like, I'm actually just a Bulls fan, but what I really want is the Blazers to be great for the Bulls. Um, so that's my main rooting interest probably is Portland somehow sneaking into the playoffs, which I don't think will happen, but they were decent in the second half last year.
Yeah, I mean, our next topic will involve both those teams, but for me at least. But yeah, I mean, who knows? I mean, I don't know. It's nice to have Drew Holiday there.
Yeah.
You
Denny
guys have
Avdija is, I love Denny Avdija. He's an amazing player.
same.
Uh, Maybe Shaden Sharp will finally do something. I don't know. I like Klingon as a defender, so I don't know. But the West is just so crazy that it's hard for me to imagine, even if they do perform well.
No, that is the problem. As a Kings fan too. It's just kind of like, I mean, last year we would have been sixth in the East
Yeah. And I imagine this
on
year you
record.
could easily be sixth in the East if you were there.
Yeah. So it's really not that bad, relatively. But yeah, so okay, so uh, we have a few targets. Why don't we get into this? Five players that you kind of are interested in this year, from either cards or just NBA. I mean, you actually mentioned two of mine, so maybe we can just highlight them a bit more.
Okay.
No, you only mentioned one, I guess, Denny. I mean, I think he's really potentially poised. And a lot of this is kind of my fantasy, like these are like my fantasy picks or whatever, like guys that I'm a little higher on than the market.
Yeah.
Um, but he's only like 24.
Really?
I
That's
think.
crazy.
And I mean, he really has kind of a complete game. So I'm interested to see what he does this year. I mean, it's kind of I know he same similar situation last year, but it seems like there's more stability this year. Having moved on from Dame and Scoot, maybe like okay, he's got to prove it, but he's not just going to be given the keys like no matter what. Yeah, what do you say to that?
Um, I think Denny is a real life, really awesome player. I don't think he really has potential as a star. Like, I think he's maximizing his abilities right now, which is great and really commendable, but I don't think he's got the athletic or shooting capacity to like take that up very much beyond what he's already done. But I
Yeah.
think like on the contract he's on for fantasy, for real life basketball, he's great, but I don't see I don't see a lot beyond what he's already done.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. I mean, I don't expect him to take some star jump, but yeah,
Yeah, I think he's awesome though.
same.
Well, should I do my first one?
Sure.
There's like so much Hawks optimism when I listen to podcasts and stuff this year, which I think, again, like the Eastern Conference being devoid of talent mostly, and that makes some sense to me. But I feel like it hinges on Jalen Johnson. So I'm kind of interested in what he does this year. Like I think he's good, but he's also like not actually very efficient so far. Um, he's like more intriguing and good on defense, but I don't know, sort of like Denny in a way, like between his shooting, and I don't know, I feel like there's some strong limitations that he would have to overcome to like really get to that like all NBA sort of tier where, especially thinking about cards, where he would really matter long term. Um, but I mean, I think he is sort of uh, the crux of whether the Hawks are going to be good or not. So I think that's pretty interesting, especially with he was promising last year, but then he got hurt. So there's kind of like some uncertainty there. His effective field goal percentage I looked up was like 54% or something, which is like slightly below league average. So and I remember our old friend um oh, why can't I think of
Uh, yeah.
Keith,
Gary.
Dirk Nasty. No, I'm thinking of
Oh, Keith.
Keith,
Oh,
who
okay.
who
Yeah.
used to like analyze players. He basically found that people's efficiency doesn't really change. It's just like their usage changes and they stay the same. So he that's like something that's burned in my brain from his like statistical based podcasts he used to do. Um, so I don't know. But anyway, I find Jalen Johnson to be intriguing. I don't own any of his cards, but I keep thinking about being interested in his cards.
Yeah, I think last year I flipped something, off season the beginning of the year. But I think the injury thing is really concerning. I mean, his injury start to a season is kind of like Zion. I mean, he's every
Yeah.
year or something, and maybe think one of them you kind of can be like, well, it's not really body related or kind of fluky, but um, you know, I think I agree this year is kind of like make or break for him for a lot of the reasons you said. And but if he really in shape, like is he really taking care of his body? And I know you can still get injured if you do, but I just don't know if he has that like really that edge to like be great. So I'm kind of like maybe gonna take him in fantasy, but not. I'm not like super. I'm nervous to take him a bit.
Yeah. Feel like he's pretty hyped, so yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Whereas Denny is kind of like from a card market. I mean, his card market is probably like nothing. I mean,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I find he could be like a Lowry Markkinen if that. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, Denny's
I could see that.
better than Lowry probably. I mean, I don't know, but you know what I mean. Like but Lowry of
It's
course
in
had
the
that
range
spike.
at least.
Yeah. Um, that spike in perceived stardom. Yeah, I mean, another player, probably very unsurprising that I'm bringing up would be Jovic, Nikola Jovic on the Heat. He got paid this offseason. He started the first preseason game, but then he's hurt.
Hmm.
I don't think he's out for too long or something. That's just day to day. But um, yeah, I'm just intrigued to see, because he's a Balkanite and very the namesake almost of Nikola Jokic,
Right.
whether guys swear by him like in the Balkans, they think he's the real deal. He has that kind of passing all around game. Miami's kind of wide open with Butler gone and Hero out. Like could be his time to really shine. So. I feel like that is a play if you really believe in him. Like this would be the time to get in before the season starts.
Yeah. How did he do in Eurobasket? I don't really remember.
Yeah, not so great. I mean, I I, I think I think it was mixed, but he wasn't like a prominent player, and yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Oh, I like that one. I feel like I don't have a lot of, like I haven't watched Miami really in recent years because I don't know, without Jimmy Butler playing, like, I like Jimmy Butler, but otherwise not the most interesting team for me. So I don't have a good sense of Jovic's game. So I like that one. That's cool. My next one, much higher tier, at least so far. I just wonder about, I think I've always been intrigued with Evan Mobley, and wonder he took a leap last year, and then I wonder if there's a possible leap beyond that or if he already maximized it. But he was second team All NBA last year. I looked at his playoff stats, and he actually performed better in the playoffs than he did in the regular season. at least statistically. Versus like most
Wow.
of the, obviously that's not the case for most of the Kings, but he shot like 45% on threes and um, still averaged 17 and 10 and on really good efficiency. But I wonder, like, can he score 25 points a game? I'm kind of skeptical that he can, but if that exists within him with his defense, that's a first team All NBA kind of player and potentially on a finals team. So I don't know. I just wonder, like, can that usage go up? Or is he always going to be kind of a second fiddle, lesser Pau Gasol in a way?
He is an interesting one. I'm glad you brought him up. You said Kings, by the way. It's because you're talking to me, but for Cavs. Um,
Did I?
yeah, yeah. I was like,
Kings
God, I wish
finals
we
for
were that good. Um, But yeah, I mean, I do feel like he's like kind of slept on in the market. Like no one, of course, during the he came out in 21, I believe, during the Prism boom. So yeah, I remember his cards going nuts then. But since they've like, you never hear about like a big Mobley sale or something. I guess he suffers from the big man,
Yeah,
uh, you know, not disdain. That might be a bit just disinterest.
right.
But he does seem like the real deal. I mean, in fantasy, I really like him. I already have drafted him once. I might draft him on another team because he's rated lower than I think he should be.
Right.
Been pretty healthy, and yeah, if he just takes another step, but more importantly, as you said, if they can get to the finals, then I could see it's probably because of him. I mean, I feel like we've said this before with an episode with Keith or something, like almost this exact thing, maybe going to the playoffs like 2 years ago or something.
Right. Yeah,
Um,
I've always been like a little bit too high on the Cavs, I think, so that I think I'm still there though.
yeah. So, you have do you think they'll make the finals this year? Would you pick them?
I think like if I were to make a pick, I'd probably pick them. Like I just ultimately don't trust like a team that really relies on Karl Anthony Towns to be, because to me, like, unless someone comes out of somewhere random, it's either Cleveland or New York this year because of how weird the East is. And I know the Cavs have flopped every year in the playoffs, so it's kind of ridiculous for me to be like, well, obviously Cat's gonna flop, but Cleveland won't. So I get that it like takes a leap of faith, but I don't know. Somehow I just believe if one of those teams has to win, I believe in Cleveland more than I do in New York.
It is crazy. I mean, I kind of have to agree with you on that. Yeah. There's just no other team that you could believe in. Like maybe Orlando. People want to say Orlando, but I mean, it just really you have to
I
see a
don't,
lot
yeah.
of growth there.
I think their offense just sucks too much. Like I mean, maybe I'm underestimating Paolo, but I don't see Paolo becoming what would be necessary for that to be possible.
Yeah, I mean, uh,
At
I,
least not this year.
yeah, I feel like yeah, a year away at least. I mean, the Cavs are more seasoned and would make quick work of them or something. Of course, the Pacers just came out of nowhere last year, but
Yeah, maybe it's gonna
yeah,
be maybe my Bulls.
maybe
Yeah, maybe.
yeah. Speaking of which, yeah, that's my player, of course, is Giddy.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I always loved him in fantasy. I mean, he's just like such a fantasy friendly game with the assists and the rebounds from the guard,
Yeah.
and I mean, his 3-point shooting keeps getting better. I mean, I just think in OKC he was overshadowed. I mean, by Shea and everyone else, and just their style of play maybe wasn't as suited to
Yeah.
his strengths is kind of so I've always been a giddy stan, let's say, and I was even showing you a card I was looking at getting, but um,
That's great.
bit speculative. But yeah, so I hope to draft him on Sunday as well.
Nice. I probably like him better for fantasy than real life. I think the problem with
Yeah,
him is he has like your OKC thing you brought up. Like he basically has to have the ball to be very useful. And I don't know, just if that's the case, then you need to be pretty amazing. And I think he's good, but I don't he's bad enough on defense that I think you just have kind of a floor as a real life basketball player. But statistically and stuff, yeah, I think he'll put up good stats and he can shoot wide open three pointers better than he used to, which is useful. But he's not. I don't think he's actually a good shooter. He just, if he's wide open, he can make 38% of them, which is good. But uh, yeah, I don't. Maybe I'm too burned by Bulls stuff, so I think I'm pessimistic on Giddy. I actually, but I will say I never hated that Caruso trade. Like to me, people mocked it, but what was Caruso going to do on the Bulls? Like he had been doing his Caruso thing on the Bulls, and he helped their defense, but he needs to be on a winning team because he's an amazing role player. But the Bulls needed to take a shot on a not role player, and we'll see if it works. But I don't know. It always made sense to me as a risk to take.
Yeah, I don't remember the discourse around that one, but yeah, to me it was always kind of like, yeah, fair. I mean, makes sense for both teams kind of trade.
The discourse was that the Bulls were stupid, which I mean I typically agree with, but not in this one.
It's frustrating when yeah, as a Kings fan, I can very much relate to that. Like, everyone just default is that it's stupid, which is a fair
Right.
default, right? Generally. So, um,
And in the aggregate, the people are right about that for the
yeah,
Bulls.
exactly. And for the Kings as well. It's true. So you got your who's your next player?
I'm gonna cheat here and just throw three together that I think
Okay.
fit. You'll understand the logic of it. LaMelo Ball, Zion Williamson, John Morant. Like, are these guys gonna be real players? Like, Zion is on Ozempic or whatever's going on with him. Is that gonna translate to health? Like, I've always been sort of a closet LaMelo optimist and not even closeted Zion optimist. So I just wonder, like, I feel like this, maybe it doesn't make any sense, but I feel like this year, either it is or isn't going to happen for these three players. So I think that's worth tracking.
Yeah, maybe these are finally the years where it is the year where it, I mean, it's just how many years do we give these guys? Like,
Right.
but it's weird because it's not like Embiid. Like Embiid is just done, right? I mean, I just think he's physically like incapable of playing
Mm.
anymore. Whereas these guys are young enough and like,
Yeah,
I mean, they shouldn't be injured. So
yeah,
it's not even injuries really or something. It is, but it isn't. It's so I don't even
right,
understand it really.
right. Like they're all so talented, but like LaMelo's not serious. Zion just has always been in horrible shape. I don't know. There's Jaw's got a combination of off-court problems, and then he's got Derrick Rose problems of like being so athletic that it's not sustainable.
Yeah.
Um, so probably I've always felt this way, but I'm probably least optimistic on Jaw. But yeah, I'm curious what happens with the three of them. So I think they're a good little. If one of them turned out this year, I would think that would be exciting. So I'm just throwing them all together in a pool, and
I
maybe
like
one of
it.
them does.
I like it. Yeah, it just whether it's like they just got so much money so quickly and like it's like they don't have motivation or something. I mean,
Yeah,
would I don't know. I mean,
yeah, yeah, exactly.
it's a fair it's I don't know. I was gonna make a point. Yeah, so in a draft this past weekend, someone drafted all three of those guys. Like
Oh wow.
because they're all going later than their perceived
Yeah, yeah,
talent,
yeah,
so we're ripping on him, like you're crazy, like you can't really have injuries in this league, so it's like you can really only
yeah.
hold like one injured guy, and he
Right.
has LeBron already on his team,
Oh,
so it's kind of like LeBron's out for like a month at least, so but maybe it'll work.
would-
Who
yeah.
knows?
I don't think I'd recommend that strategy. That's like make or
No,
break.
I wouldn't either. I mean, but if like two of the three hit, yeah,
Yeah,
it might. Um,
yeah.
I'll quickly hit my last two then. I mean, Asar Thompson. I mean, they are twins. In their rookie seasons, Asar was the better twin actually, and he's obviously had some health issues. I think he had blood clot, right?
I think so.
And so I'm all over him for fantasy this year. He just seems healthy, and You know, he's really good on defense, so that just like wins you category matchups. And I mean, if I mean, Amen is just very hyped right now, so you know, it seems like it's not going to be a 1-to-1 because he's in Detroit, but Detroit
Yep.
is up and coming. Like, I mean, if he becomes a monster, they could make the conference semifinals pretty easily, especially after last year. They almost passed by the Knicks, so
Yeah.
or at least gave him a good run for the money. So I like Asar. And then speaking of blood clots, I'll just kind of link. I mean, I'm Wemby and Luca. I'm just both of those guys. Just they're the big like off season, in good shape guys, like supposed to dominate. I feel like Jokic somehow probably won't win MVP this year just because voter fatigue and he probably should take the season off a bit more. And it's just the NBA probably wants to get an MVP to one of those two guys, Wemby or Luca. So I'm kind of in your spirit, I'll link them as kind of like just curious to watch what happens. Yeah.
Yeah. You've always been a little bit more of a Wimby skeptic, so have you changed on that?
Well, in two leagues already I've drafted, I ended up with him. So one was an auction league that he went for a lot less than Jokic and Luka. So I'm kind of like you, I'm advising someone on a league. So that was that league. So we ended up with him, and then in the one I'm in, I also got him. So now now I'm a Wemby fan for
Now
sure.
you're a Wimby guy.
Yeah. Uh, I mean, he's looking bigger. I mean, you see these highlights from the other night. I mean, just it's just ridiculous. I mean,
Crazy. Did you see that one where he's like hanging on the rim and he's like that far off the floor as he's hanging on the rim?
that's it. That's yeah. I mean,
Crazy.
it's nuts.
He's yeah, he was on he's my fourth one on this list. I think maybe the Spurs won't be good enough for him to win MVP, but I kind of think I don't know. For some reason I'm like overwhelmingly optimistic on him. So I sort of think statistics wise, I think he's going to be MVP level like now. Um, Maybe I'm wrong, but I just really believe in his combination of like otherworldly defense, and I think he's going to get better on offense. And yeah, he's just an incredible talent. And I guess I'm just choosing to be optimistic that his only real injury in the NBA has been this blood clot thing, which hopefully is just an aberration.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. I
so
mean,
I'm
I
I'm a big I'm a big Wimby optimist. I don't know if I'm a Spurs optimist, but I'm a Wimby optimist. And then my other one, sort of in the vein of like, can this like, because really it feels to me like there are four MVP possibilities: Jokic, SGA, Luca, and Wimby. But the only other one on the outside that I've always been a little bit skeptical on, and I think I still remain that way, but I'm gonna throw Anthony Edwards in here. Like, does he have some other level that he can get to? Like, um, I was looking at his stats. He's just not particularly efficient despite all the three pointers. He's still just at like a 54% effective field goal percentage. Whereas like Mobley, for example, is 60% on those kind of things. And I know that it's a different, like he's carrying the offense there, but other guys, Luca or someone who carries the offense is so much more efficient than Edwards. Um, and I was looking at his assists because I had this idea in my mind that he got better at playmaking in the last year, but he actually went down on his assists per game last year versus the year before. Um, but I don't know. There's been lots of talk in the offseason about how he's working on his post game. He's going to be a better playmaker. So I think color me skeptical on that, but I mean he is so talented. That maybe he could be a guy to break into that group, but I think I don't believe it's going to happen, but I'm interested in finding out if I'm wrong.
Yeah, well put. I agree. I mean, I think that's why, Minnesota pretty impressive. They've made the conference finals, what, two
The
of the
last
last
two
three
years.
years or the last
Yeah.
2 years, and then they should be considered like maybe a favorite to come out of the West, even just given that continuity they have and consistency, all that. But I think it is the Edwards element maybe that holds people back from really believing because I'm with you. I haven't seen him really tie the team together and really kind of put it on his back and be able to get that bucket when you really need one. That
Or be able to pass to someone to get the bucket when you really need it. Like he's got a little bit too much Kobe in him, in my opinion.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, we'll see. I agree. I think their odds are less than the Lakers and maybe even the Clippers, and that seems weird to me. Like like I just said, I'm a little bit Edward skeptical, but I still think they should probably be right there with the top few teams in the West.
If you had to pick, who would you pick to come out of the West and face your Cavs?
Um, I guess just because I know that you're not going to say this, I'll go with OKC again. They're just so, I mean, they're just overwhelming with talent. Come to find out, Jalen Williams had a wrist injury all through the playoffs. Chet missed half the year last year. I mean, they were historically one of the great statistical teams during the season, and that was with all those factors. So, and I do think they kind of didn't play as well in the playoffs, but that to me makes me think they got that experience this year. There's good reason to think both the second and third best players on that team will be better. So I'll go OKC over Cleveland in the finals.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, I will. I just really believe in Denver this year. I think it's. I just think Cam Johnson's going to be a great fit. Getting Bruce Brown back, and Valanciunas just to take the load off of Jokic. Christian Brown's improving. Strothers, he was kind of okay in the playoffs. I mean, another year maybe he'll be more able to eat minutes. And yeah, I think he should take his foot off the gas a little bit in terms of the minutes he plays and all that. Just to be a little more rest because he does seem tired once he gets to the postseason. Um, so yeah, I'm all Denver. I just think they played them the toughest last year. OKC. Well, Pacers played them pretty tough too.
Yeah,
Um,
true.
yeah, but they just didn't have the depth last year, Denver. So I think they have it this year. But we'll see. And then in the East, yeah, man, I don't know. Like, I don't know. It's
You
really
just
tough.
sound
I mean,
you
I
just
just
sound
like
sad talking about the
yeah, like
East.
maybe New York, but like just can't believe in the Knicks and Karl Anthony Towns. I agree. I mean, I don't believe in Mike Brown either. When things are really, the chips are really down. So
Right.
I think I'd probably go with Cavs as well, if forced. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah,
I'd
uh,
be just fine with being wrong and it being Denver. That would be great.
yeah. I mean, I want a Luka MVP and a Jokic title this year. That's what I would like. But
I want one of those things.
yeah, you definitely. I know the Luka MVP is very important to you. Yeah, that's
I, I've always thought he will win one someday. I don't know if the Lakers are good enough for that to happen, but this year,
yeah. I mean, they need to be top three or four in the conference at least four. And if he has a great year, maybe he just gets it this year before Wemby comes in and starts just cleaning it up every year. Is kind of my concern. Uh,
that's
so
true. It's true.
I still blame Embiid. But anyway, we'll not wallow in that.
Yeah, you don't like that guy.
No, he that was anyway. So our last topic today is, our little saying goodbye to the Panini era. Um, we were talking a bit about which sets we like the most. And you were well, I'll let you go ahead. What do you want to do count down from 3 to 1 or however you want to do it? I don't care.
Sure.
Give me a set that you are gonna miss from the Panini era that you particularly like.
Yeah. Um, I'm less of a, I imagine most people in this setting would be saying Prism and Optic and whatnot, but I'm less of a just shiny chromium set card guy, and especially like Prism, I've come to understand why people like Gold Prism, but if you think of it like as a whole set, I think it mostly sucks. Um, so for me, my first one, a lot of these actually lean heavy toward the early years of Panini, and then I don't particularly even like them now. But Court Kings will be my first one that I say. My third place, early Court Kings is great. They've got on-card autographs. They've got the, um, I don't know, the cool. canvasy, artistic style. I like the different levels of the rookies. They used to have like, not that I'm a patch guy, but for people like Kyle who need patches, they used to have cool game dated patches and stuff. Um, so I think it was just always a cool creative set and not something that's quite so analogous to just like, Prism is some hybrid of Topps Chrome and Finest and Select is the same and National Treasures is exquisite. Like it's more like its own thing, which I think is cool. So but I do think it's been crappy in recent years with sticker autos and producing more of it. And so I haven't been into Court Kings for a while, but I think in the whatever 13 years of Panini, the overall picture of Court Kings I like a lot.
So that's your third favorite.
Hmm.
That is my second favorite. Uh,
Nice.
was
I
this the
thought
one you
that
thought
this
we
might be
would?
the one we'd overlap on, yeah.
Okay, I was guessing it was. Yeah, I just like the designs. Kind of right when I got back in, I mean the Luka Doncic level two, I just really like the design. It's kind of the street graffiti thing in the background. And I have that, so I have that, and I have a Giannis rookie Court Kings, which I just think is beautiful. Um, and it's yeah, just
That's actually my only Court Kings card. I looked to see how many of these I actually have, and I have a Giannis rookie auto. That's my only Court Kings I actually own at this point.
it's on card.
Yeah, just the little initials though, so but it's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I know this whole Giannis auto thing. It's like, oh, we only have the initials. Like, same, mine only does too, but whatever.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So that's just pretty obvious. Maybe I'll give my number three then,
Yeah.
which I know is not on your list, like with definitive. But it's Mosaic.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. I just like it. It's probably, I like history. I like this part of the world. It's the whole mosaic thing is from Mesopotamia and ancient Greece and Rome. And I just thought it's a very original kind of concept. And they came up with it. And I like how it shines. And I like the different patterns they do on it. I mean, most of it's unattractive, but a few of the parallels. If you really like a parallel or something in it, then like there's a peacock parallel that I have a Modric of that I just really like. I just like how it looks. It's a bit kind of the historical part of it, but yeah, uh, I know it's cheap, but I like it.
Cheap is fine. I just
Yeah.
mostly find it garish. And like in the 90s, so the big like I only have one real like set I'm working on and it's the 96 finest refractors. And the silvers in that set are basically the mosaic pattern that Panini uses. And
Mm,
even then those were my least favorite. So I don't know, for whatever reason, I just the pattern like sort of overwhelms the card for me.
mhm.
So yeah, just not a mosaic guy, but I'm glad to each their own. That's good.
Exactly. All right. So number two for you.
My number two, I don't even know the last year it existed, but gold standard. I think it still exists in football, perhaps, but in basketball, often the like when I look through rookie cards of Giannis, for example, my favorite of his available rookie cards. At least in the like realm of things I can think about, because I don't even look at like what the flawless or something looks like. But his rookie card in that is my favorite. I've got who do I have? I have a couple gold standard rookie autos, and I just think like they've got the at baseline they've got the gold look that everyone likes so much, and they were usually really attractively presented. So that's a set where I always like the rookie card in gold standard. Um, I don't know so much about the inserts and whatnot, but the actual base set is always attractive to me.
Yeah, you've definitely shared some gold standard cards, since we've been friends, and I agree. I mean, I never see them, so it kind of, yeah. But no, I mean these sets. Well, I'll make this point afterwards. maybe I'll go my number one now.
Let me say one more thing about Gold
Go
Standard.
ahead,
Pro tip,
please.
if you want, like we were just talking about the Giannis auto and how he's got like the initials on almost all the on-card autos. The only set in which he does the full like rookie year Giannis auto that's on card is Gold Standard. So if you're looking for that, that's the card that I would love to get, and then I would get rid of my last Court Kings card in that case if I could upgrade to the Gold Standard Giannis.
Hmm. I think he not on a hoops card. He doesn't. Uh,
The sticker. He's got lots of stickers with the
uh,
full, but only one on card one.
gotcha. Uh, did you share a Jokic gold standard as well?
Um,
Maybe
I
I'm
don't know if it has one.
conflating
I'm
that
not,
with Giannis. Uh,
yeah, I don't have at least a mental image of what that is.
okay. Um, Yeah, so my number one is National Treasures, just because I really like the International Treasures insert set, as you know. I mean, I won't talk about it too much now, but just with the flags, and I just think this era is so uniquely international, where we have these stars, like truly stars in the league or international. So Panini being an Italian company, and they seem to really lock in on that. And I can criticize some of their selections and how they did it. I wish they had done it a little differently. I wouldn't even call them quibbles, like I kind of larger complaints a bit, but I like how they varied it up over the years. National Treasures is, obviously it's kind of like the most basic high end, I would say. Flawless kind of like look, it's high end, but then it looks better. What are some other? I mean, Immaculate looks probably nicer too. But there's something simple about National Treasures too that I like. And I know you're not as on that tier of cards. You're not as big a fan, so I just decided to, besides Court Kings, I mean these are ones that I find that are in my collection. That's kind of my criteria I went
Yeah.
through. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I don't have the particular set in National Treasures like you do that you're into. Like if I had that, but as it is, it's just more expensive than the other sets and doesn't stand out from them to me. So I think they're cool cards, but they've never been like my favorite. But relative to like how I feel about Mosaic, I like National Treasures. Sorry, I'm like getting overwhelmed with light in here, so I'm trying to figure out how to
I
not.
noticed that. Yeah, you're running away from the sun.
Yeah.
Uh,
Let me actually close this curtain real quick.
all right. Yeah, yeah.
There we go. That's better. So my last one, I've always thought noir is one of the more sort of like in the realm of Court Kings. It's very artistically done. They always have, I think their insert sets are cool with like, they often have like movie themes and just have really cool designs to them. I like, how we were talking about this PSA 5 Gasol, like noir is perfect for that because the dark edges mean they're always going to have terrible grades. So that's helpful for me to pick up the cards I'm looking for. Um, my only Jokic rookie card is a Noir auto. I like how on the base cards in recent years they've got the big like team logo in the background. I always think that looks cool. Um, like my favorite of Jokic's rookie cards is he's got a really cool looking Noir one with a patch that I would love to upgrade to someday. So I just think like yeah, on multiple levels it's less novel than Court Kings and stuff because there was Upper Deck Black and there's things like that that they've sort of stolen from. But I think artistically it's a cool design and the market doesn't love it as much, so I can actually buy some of the cards versus National Treasures or Flawless.
Hmm. I
So
mean that patch, I mean, it really pops on that Jokic card you're talking about. I mean, against the black, it's the blue and yellow. It just really, um, yeah, it's I it is a more artistic, subdued. It is, and it is kind of a film. It's really obvious now that you say it, like film noir. It's got that theme to it, but I just think of it as like dark or something because I'm
right.
dense. But there is more to it now that you say that. And yeah, I mean, I think like I just really think Panini did a really good job design wise. I don't know about you, but you have much more, kind of 90s background context. I don't know how Topps is going to. I mean, it does seem like, and I think they made this point on the crossover that it just seems like Panini kind of cornered all the names of brands that are like, exquisite, immaculate,
Right.
flawless. Like there are no words left for like these kinds of
Impeccable. Yeah.
right. Like, but I don't know how they're going to come up with the design innovations or
Yeah.
creativities to kind of
Yeah.
match what Panini has done.
Yeah. I guess I would agree with you that Panini came up with some cool designs, but unlike like back in the 90s, you would have, let's say, essential credentials and they'd come up with a cool design and then it would be an entirely different design the next year. Whereas Panini's like, kabooms are popular. These are going to look the same for 12 years. Sneaker spotlights, this was a good idea. They're going to look the same every year. So like, I think Panini did things well, but they also milked it for all it was worth. So I think that got tedious for me relative to like I do think it's a different like the 90s had cool designs and they were always revolutionizing it. And maybe that's just not fair to compare because they did all those things then and now there aren't these new designs that are even possible. But yeah, that would be my critique of Panini is it's like cool, and then you're doing cool again the next year, so it's not as cool.
Yeah, I mean they can. Yeah, I'm a bit torn. I mean, you can't like in grad school, you used to say that more and more is being written about less and less.
Yeah.
It kind of feels that way about cards. I mean, how are they going to come up with new designs? I just don't know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I think that.
your point is well taken.
And one other critique, like they just suck at choosing pictures, in my opinion. Like there shouldn't be a set called photogenic because you're making pictures of dudes on cards. Like the default should be
Photogenic.
we're trying to have cool pictures. Like why do I feel like, oh, we're gonna actually think about the pictures in this set? Like how I don't understand. Uh, so that's a critique I have is they just choose
Uh,
like how many cards do we have of do you remember that like Kevin Durant first time he went to the Nets and he's like standing there with the ball on his hip and then we like used that in 20 different cards and I don't know why it was a boring picture the first time.
yeah, I've noticed that in even post playing days cards of like Sabonis, it's always yeah, they just always use similar photos. Agreed. That's a good point. I lost my train of thought. I had some other point I was gonna make, but um, yeah, they,
I mean, I think
I
photogenic is cool, but like I said, why is that weird to have
oh,
photogenic cards?
here's the point. The so I I got in the mail. So in 2021, I pulled a redemption of some English soccer player out of a box of Mosaic actually, and Euro, and so send it in 2021. I just got an email like 2 weeks ago.
Oh
We're
wow.
sending this out. Some auto of some other English player and a pack of Sparkle, NFL cards or something. So.
Hmm.
I'll get to open those when I get them in January when I go home, I guess. But
Kind of fun.
4 years. I mean,
Yeah,
wow. Like
that's
what?
crazy.
That's just nuts. And I can't believe they followed up. I mean, I just given up, right?
Right. Yeah, you would have thought that was over by now.
Yeah. So I don't know. Kudos to them, I guess, on that. Like not forgetting. Like better late
I
than
guess
never.
so.
Uh
Especially once they've lost the license, they could have just been like, eh.
yeah, not our problem. But
Yeah.
I guess they'll keep renting. I mean, they're doing the Euro League and various soccer products and stickers, and I don't think they're going anywhere.
Yeah. So as far as I know, still have the WNBA, and I'm sure they'll do non-licensed basketball and football cards.
Yeah. Well, we probably should wrap up. I realize we've been talking for quite a while now, but if you're still with us, thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed. Anything you want to leave our esteemed audience with here, Nathaniel?
No, this was great. Thanks for taking the time.
All right, man. Thanks for coming on. Appreciate it. Take care.